Invictus, my kings, welcome back to the Hungary to Roman Empire run that we are doing over here on the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel. Obviously, we are just about to declare war on France. Once the truce runs out, we should have a clear shot at actually declaring war. Bam, there we go. Our truce is Scotland, France, and someone else ended. So let's very quickly, we already have access to the imperialism CB, so let's go for it. Let's take control of Paris and let's gobble up as much territory as we can from the French. It should be relatively simple. The French are basically of no consequence at all, but we still should be at least relatively careful. There we go. All of the stuff that we took from Spain has just finished coring. We could call in Sweden. Not going to bother, not worth it, honestly. Let's just very quickly deal with France, and once we've dealt with France, we'll go back against Spain. Basically everything that we wanted to take in the Middle East has already been taken, so that's completely fine. And another thing that we should concern ourselves with is Portugal. So once we clean up France, we'll bounce back between Spain and Portugal, so we will deal with the Iberians. Spain is now defender of the Catholic faith, but they didn't come into the aid of France, so they lost the defender of the faith, hopefully, so they won't really bother us. But Spain at this point is so weak. We've dealt with them so often, we have crushed them so much that they are of no consequence at all. One thing that would actually be kind of cool to do is to core up La Mancha and start bumping it up just to increase our gold income a little bit. What I've already also started to do is to integrate Burgundy, because we'll definitely need those provinces. So our Diplo power isn't the best at the moment, and with our ruler having only 2 skill in Diplo, we will suffer a little bit in Diplo for a while, but he's quite good. He has intricate web weaver, so spy network construction plus 30%, and he has conquerors, so years of separatism -5. Still the Hunyadi dynasty, very cool. He has quite a good admin skill, however, so at least the idea set that we're working on, the economic ideas, will be finished relatively quickly, hopefully, and we will have obviously enough admin power to core all of this stuff up. Now let's see, why aren't they we can get 19 more war score, but why aren't they giving up? We have full siegedom. Do they have something somewhere else? Maybe, oh yes, here we go. Obviously they have the Golden Coast, and I don't think they have any. No, they don't have any other colonies that I can see. They did have Colombia, however the British took care of that. The Portuguese still have quite a colonial empire. The Spanish have quite a colonial empire. So Cuba broke free, so and they are supporting the independence of New Portugal, so Cuba quite the troublemaker for the Portuguese. We might want to think about allying them, however we still need these provinces from them, so it's not like we won't really be in conflict with them at all. Who else is in this war? So Scotland really isn't a thing. Like, they are on the Isle of Man. This one lonesome division over here isn't really going to do anything to us. And then Kabul is yeah, it's an African nation, so we might want to wait this out, but we can already test out the waters, so we will aim to take something like this, only up to 100% overextension, so we can't really take everything, so let's leave them alive on the peninsula of Brittany. There we go. Our governing capacity running a little low. Might want to think about constructing more town halls, for sure. We've got enough money to do something like that anyway, so let's begin constructing all these town halls. and we have a mission to fulfill beyond the Alps, which beyond the northern mountains of Italy lie the lands of Gallia, nowadays referred more so as France, where the descendants of the Gauls and invading Germanic tribes rule a powerful kingdom. Let us muster the forces from Italy and conquer that kingdom, which is suffering from the illusions of imperial ambitions. Absolutely based. So we do get morale of armies +5, and we get extra governing capacity. So that's very cool. We get 25 army tradition. We get 100 mil power. And we gain a permanent claim on all provinces in Britain, Low Countries, West Germany needed for the Restore the Roman Empire decision. Eastern Roman Empire will also get 5 power projection. This power projection is permanent. We've been running basically at 100 power projection for quite a while, but the governing capacity is definitely going to come in useful. So this is all the provinces that we have to take to restore Rome. I think we basically have everything covered. The stuff in Arabia and the stuff here in the Middle East is not needed. Same with the stuff in Caucasia. If we take a look at the decision, basically the only provinces that are highlighted are here in Britain and here Spain, Portugal, a little bit in Africa, and the stuff in Germany. So once we integrate Burgundy, we will also start hitting the Germans. However, now it's actually probably time to go back to war with... No, actually we have quite a bit of time before we go back to war with Spain. So instead what we might want to do is actually shift gears a little bit. And let's actually leave one army back behind here. And what we might want to do is actually go up against Portugal, just to start munching into their territory. Can't really have a rival because the only rival is Great Britain, and Great Britain is our ally, and I don't want to lose them just yet. We will have to break that alliance off at some point in the future, but for the time being I want to keep them around and have them as support. And these provinces really very cheap to core for us, so that's going to be completely fine. All glory to us. Yes, very true. And so what now we might want to do is actually go to war with Portugal a little bit, because there are some provinces over here that we would really want to take. Obviously we have claims on all of it, but to restore the Roman Empire, let's see, yeah, 3 provinces from Africa and basically all that they hold in Iberia. So might want to take the 3 provinces, and might want to take, maybe we would take Tafel out as well, just for the gold mine. So we'll take a chunk out of the African territories and a little bit out of the oh, they're allied with a bunch of people, but it's not going to avail them. And we've recently sent a diplomat. Of course we sent a diplomat to spy. So let's find Beja. There we go. And boom, let's declare war. Let's start our advance over here. And yeah, so this should be a relatively simple ordeal. Okay, so this is the peace deal which I'm going to be getting. Our diplomat was quite far away, so until he returns it's going to be a while. But this basically means that we get everything from Portugal that we want on the mainland of Europe, and still under 100 overextension. And we did also get the Tafilat gold mine, so that's very cool. So we got a lot of stuff from Portugal that we wanted, and the truce with Spain is just about to run out in 2 years exactly, so it's going to be fun. Probably going to take the center of Spain this time, and France is 1696, so after Spain we'll hit France. And yeah, so we're just bouncing back and forth as previously, nothing too revolutionary. Alright, truce with Spain just ended, so let's declare for... Actually, let's go, let's take imperialism, bam, there we go. We haven't even called Britain into these latest couple of wars, so we maybe don't even need them actually. Bam, Madrid fell just like that, no problem at all. And yeah, so we'll sweep up what's... that's a strange route to take, but sure. So we'll sweep up what's left of the Spanish over here. It's going to be kind of difficult to get war score against them, to be honest, because they have a majority of their empire basically is within the New World. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but what can you do? You know, the game just works in this sort of way where you can't really get a lot of war score if someone has a lot of overseas holding. Yeah, sure, ban the publication. Why not? Let's ban it. Let's ban it. There was probably something wrong with that anyway. Can we march in? Yes, we can march in. So let's smash. And now we can call Great Britain. There we go. Definitely call them in. And just so their colonies can get rid of the Spanish colonies. And there we go. And as you can see, we are completely obliterating the Spanish. They are a shadow of their former self. And they have a bunch of people. We are also at war with the Portuguese for some reason. Or no, we are at war with Portuguese Australia, which is an ally of Spain but is independent. Okay, well, that's a little weird, but whatever. You know, this game works in mysterious ways, and as you can see, we got a bunch of wonderful rebels, so let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of the rebels before they cause too much havoc. And the Spanish have been full sieged on the mainland. They don't have any real other holding on the mainland of Europe. There's still the Canary Islands over here, but I'm actually in the process of building a massive fleet in preparation for having to go up against Britain. So we might want to just send that fleet over here, and we could send an army or two to take care of the Canary Islands. Bam, there we go. Just so they are well and truly properly full sieged, and meanwhile hopefully Britain takes care of the Spanish colonies with their colonies. That would be for the best. That's a little too expensive, my guy, and don't really care about the estates anymore. They are of no concern to us. So yeah, we are going to take as much as we can. Spain, maybe we could wait for them to just give up, but let's see, something like this, maybe something like how much would it actually be? So we could fully take them. This would maybe create a coalition. It would take us over 100 overextension, but it would get rid of a major headache. So let's see how it develops. I think I'm willing to endure a little bit of a headache, just so we don't have to deal with Spain anymore. It would be, I think, for the best to just gobble them up really quickly. We do have quite quick coring, so let's just wait and see what happens with them. Never mind, we can't really get good war score against them like this, so let's just grab what we can grab, about under 100% overextension. I think our truce with France just ran out. Yes, it did. So no, let's get back at it with France. France is soon going to be oofed completely, and that's there's nothing that they can really do. For some reason, the Iraqi separatists have crossed over. I don't want any Iraqi separatists being anywhere near my land, so let's just deploy the Grand Company, and that Grand Company will deal with that. The Genoans, for some reason, want an alliance. The British actually broke our alliance because they want my subjects' provinces: Crete, Cyprus, Malta, Sassari, Corsica, Morocco, and they have claims, do they? Yes, they have claims of all over the Mediterranean, so looks like we won't be really having an alliance with the British anymore, but that's not really a big issue. That alliance was going to be temporary anyway, and Spain is almost out of the picture completely, so that's going to be completely fine. And what we might want to do is go to Cuba, threaten war. They're not going to give us anything, so we will have to then bounce back between Cuba and Britain. They are allied with each other, so that should be completely fine. Let's do imperialism against the French, and because they, for some reason, they have the support of Spain and and Portugal. Let's actually concentrate all of this development just so it goes a little bit quicker. We are now at war with Spain again, and with Portugal at least. Yeah, we are also at war with Portugal. So concentrating all of that development. Let's sell the Byzantine mosaics to Sweden. Bam, there we go. Very useful. Very useful indeed. And let's actually move our fleet over here in preparation for the combat with the British. The French have been full sieged. The Spanish are in the process of being full sieged, and our vassals are taking care of Portugal in the south. Not really interested in anything Portugal has to offer, but if we could grab some stuff from the Spanish in this war, that would be, if we manage to actually grab what's left of Spain over here. Let's see, Spain. So what we might want to, can we actually grab all of this? Yes, we can, but that's a lot of war scores. So let's just white peace them, shorten the truce, just so we don't have to wait such a long time. Just so we don't have to wait such a long time when actually going for the Spanish conquest. And instead, let's just yeah, well, the French should give up here momentarily anyway. They probably have some stuff in Africa, but this is all we want from them, just the remnants of Brittany. And the House of Hunyadi. Yeah, let's just lose a bunch of money. We sure we can, you know, it's not like we are hamstrung or anything like that. These African kingdoms have really consolidated. Oh, Spanish have South Africa, and that's where a majority of their war score is. I didn't even see that. So yeah, the Spanish do have South Africa, and that's quite probably where a majority of their development comes from. So maybe they would be more willing to give us the stuff that they hold on the continent of on the European mainland if we march all the way down to Spanish South Africa. Well, that's obviously a thought that we could do, but maybe our useful vassals will actually go ahead and do that for us. We'll see. In Genoa, again, we have been at war with Genoa so often, but they're just one province minor over here, located on the Azov Sea. Nothing to really, nothing worth mentioning at all. Maybe we could grab an alliance with Russia? No, because they are rival to us. And we can't even set any rivals, I do believe. Yeah, I don't think so. So, okay, well, whatever. It's no skin off of my back. We don't really need any allies at this point in the game anyway. So, yeah, let's just let our vassals deal with the rest of the enemies. And bam, there we go. The French will finally accept this peace deal. So let's just recall some diplomats, take all their money. Not that there's much of any money to be gained from this. And yeah, we can now call the provinces. We can set rivals as Great Britain and Russia. No hope of allying either of them. So We have lost our casus belli against France. Burgundy is about to be integrated here pretty soon. And the truce with Spain is about to run out in 1707. So our next conquest is again going to be against the Spanish. Then once we finally deal with Spain, we will turn our eyes towards the British. And for that we need, well, we have quite a substantial amount of ships, but let's just build it up even more, just so we can send even more armies to the British mainland and yeah, really crush them. Although I believe that they should have quite a they should have quite a big advantage. Although this could be whatever, you know, this could be light ships, this could be, we can alliance from the Congo. Do we really need an alliance with the Congo? You know what? Sure. And the Koreans want map information. So we are now allied with the Congo. Very cool, I guess. Very cool. Our truce is Great Britain just ran out, so they are allied with Cuba, Verdun, Utrecht, and someone. So in that war, let's just wait for the truce with Spain to run out, hit the Spanish, and deal with the Spanish, and then we'll see about dealing with Britain and Cuba. Those are going to be big obstacles to overcome for sure. But yeah, we'll manage. And while our hopefully final war against the Spanish is going on, we can pick our, I think, last government reform. Yeah, the last government reform. And I think we'll go for admin efficiency. I think that's going to be for the best, yeah, to bring up our absolutism as well. That's going to do wonders for us. I sent 2 armies on an auto-siege mission, so hopefully they arrive either at the Congo or at some other place. The Congo is currently being sieged down by someone else. We are no longer allied because they were allied with Spain, so they entered this war. And hopefully our armies manage to arrive somewhere. We'll see whether they manage to arrive somewhere or not. But yeah, basically all that's required for this final bit of Spain is 24 war score even. So even from the ticking war score, we should get it quite easily. And we also managed to integrate Burgundy a little bit ahead of time, so that's completely fine. So let's take a look how many provinces we need. We are on 379 out of 425, so I think either we push hard into Britain or we take care of all of these HRE miners, and I think honestly taking care of the HRE miners is going to be a little bit easier, so we're probably going to do that, to be completely honest. Our GovCap should about hold up once we start munching into the final remnants of the North Italians, the Swiss, and then going for South Germany. I think that's going to be the game plan. Fighting the British over and over again is going to be a massive headache, but we definitely do want to take these 4 provinces from Cuba, and we definitely want to take the provinces here in Normandy and Brittany that the British own. So, but I think 25 war score just from holding these 4 provinces, if we declare for one of them, from Caen, for example, is going to be good enough. And yeah, we'll just have to see how things go, but ultimately I think it's going to be quite simple to just go for it, you know, and hold these 4 provinces, maybe hopefully win a naval battle. Actually, we'll see if we manage to win a naval battle. If our navy holds up, I'm building like crazy right now. If our navy manages to hold up and we manage to beat the British Navy, we might actually want to go against the British. If we just take the 4 provinces and we don't beat their navy too easily, we will go for the South Germans. I think that's how we're gonna play this. And here we are in the Age of Revolutions, quite something. I usually don't play this long, but here we are in the Age of Revolution, so we'll see the British do get a bunch of bonuses, the Austrians who no longer exist, the Prussians and the Russians do get some bonuses, but nothing for us, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of a lot of stuff accomplished, so we'll manage to run through the ones that we have available to us quite quickly. I think absolutism is still a thing, yes indeed. Hopefully we don't spawn the revolution, and yeah, hopefully everything goes fine. And there we go, the Spanish are willing to accept, so let's take, we can't even take all their money, so we are probably on the very edge of being able to take this stuff. And we can't quite core it all, because I just took tech, not expecting there to be, not expecting the victory to come that easy, but we can do, let's actually get rid of this army, and let's build up another one of our armies. Probably not running with the most optimal template of all time, but what can you do? So the Spanish have been kicked out of Europe. Well, they still hold the Canary Islands, but we don't need them. There we go. Our prestige is fine. So once the army builds up, and the navy is just about to build up, so let's go for 200 galleys. And alliance from Passau. Why would I go for Passau? It's just completely weird. Whatever. Don't need any of that. We can alliance with Samsky. Why are all these small people now sending me alliance offers? Because I have the ability to have alliances. So let's see, who do we want as an ally? Denmark would be cool, and Lubeck would be cool, and that's about it really. Don't need anyone else, only because they're big and they're out of the way. They don't hold anything that we necessarily want to capture. Denmark might have some ships that they could help with, help against the British with, and yeah, that's basically it. So 26 for 10, 26 for 10. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't recruit all at once. Oh well, what can you do? What can you do? And we can now finally core the last two provinces. So let's wait until the fleet finishes building, and then we'll go up against the British. Alright, the fleet has been built up, so let's put it in the English Channel, like so. And let's declare war on Britain for calm. There we go. We can call on Denmark with the promise of land. Sure, I guess. Their fleet is going to be useful, so let's go and let's see how this develops. So maybe if we can beat the British Navy, let's just go. Let's take the Montic for repairs, and maybe they'll come in more of a disorganized way. Let's see, they have, how many ships do they have? They have 276. There's 305 ships over here. Maybe we could be, maybe we can actually do this. Maybe we can actually beat the British Navy, and that would actually be quite good. Let's wait for the Montic. There we go. Montic done. And let's now start marching into the heart of the beast. Let's start marching into Britain and trying to wreak havoc. We can call on Sweden as well. Sure, let's come on in, boy. Why not? And the Cubans, there we go. We can actually hopefully white peace Cuba out of this war. We'll see how things go. But if we can manage to beat the British and grab hold of London and the areas around, that would be actually quite useful for us, because it means we wouldn't have to actually, let's do something like this. A massive battle. Let's see if we win this one. It'll be quite something if we do manage to win it. No, we didn't manage to win this battle, unfortunately. They just have quite a bit of troops left, so our armies got wiped. Obviously, our armies got wiped. So, yeah, time to build some new ones, eh? Time to build some new armies, and but the most important thing is that we can cross the channel. All that's now left is to build up enough armies so that we can beat the British army as well, not just their navy. And yeah, so let's group up our armies and try and do as much damage as possible to them, I guess. Alright, there we go. We have a massive army on the British mainland, so let's see how now we fare, and we should just sweep them from the battlefield. There we go. So let's go and siege London, and let's really show these British what's for, and how we exactly plan to deal with them in the future. So let's barrage London and let's get this done with. We have crossed the channel, we have beaten the British army, and well, the Danish got murked obviously, but that's neither here nor there. And let's full siege Britain. Ooh, looks like our navy just got completely obliterated, so you know what that means. It's time to peace out. Can we actually do something like this? Oh no, we can't. Very unfortunate. So maybe instead of doing this, we could take something on the British mainland, making future wars a little bit more simple. Bam, there we go. This is what we're gonna take. So now we don't have to worry about the navy at all. We can just drop all of our guys here on the south coast of England, and we can go ahead, core everything up. We can superior unit types, royal mortar. Bam, there we go. So we have now begun marching, and oh, we actually took over 100% overextension. Yes, we did. Very sad. So let's actually maybe concentrate some development over here. Also in Khan, we can't quite do that. Oh, there we go. So no more separatist sentiment, I guess. But there we go. We managed to kick the British quite a bit. And it looks like we're actually going with the Britain plan, not quite the South Germany plan. That being said, it probably is going to be easier to just go for South Germany. But hey, we'll see how things go. Alliance breaking Denmark, yeah, because we didn't give them any land. We didn't give them any land, but look, they didn't deserve it. They did nothing. They got stack wiped, and that's their whole contribution. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. What they think is completely fine. It's interesting that the British didn't bring up their navy at the very beginning. It probably was all over the world. Let's just leave one guy standing over here. And so now we have a truce also with Cuba. So I think it might be time to go up against the South Germans anyway. But I think the conquest of South Germany and the continued conquest of Britain is something we'll leave off for next part, King. So I want to thank you, Kings, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.